Hey, what's up, everybody? Today, I want to talk about how I feel about gold and platinum. I personally feel like they're starting to get a little bit boring, and that's very weird because I feel like the star of the show has become silver. Something like these guys, the geese, the proof maple, everybody's favorite, the silver eagle. Silver has been the talk of the town. It's just become that way. Ever since the pandemic hit, beginning of last year, it's been silver, silver, silver. Gold gets a mention every now and then, platinum, not so much. And it's for good reason. Silver is at the least, or actually, I'm sorry, the most attainable price point. Everybody can get in on silver. Everybody can start their stack getting in on silver. Eagles, higher premium stuff, the geese, the proof that I got yesterday, the silver eagle proof, that was gorgeous, by the way. The reverse proof, American silver eagle, gorgeous. But what about gold? What about platinum? Gold's been sitting right around 1900, between 18 and 1900 an ounce. It went up to 2000 when there was that nice run. It's still gone up quite a bit from where it was even a little over a year ago, let's say the end of 2019. It's gone up quite a bit, but you don't talk about it anymore. You don't hear about it. Part of that is because so much of our time has been taken up with, first it was Tesla or Amazon and different stocks. Then it's cryptos, Bitcoin, insane run for Bitcoin, unfathomable run for Bitcoin. Almost $50,000. I was telling everybody that I know when Bitcoin was around 2,700, right around 3,000. Hey, if you have money sitting in your savings account, just grab one. Grab one. Yes, there's the possibility it could go to zero. That's possible. But at the time, it was like, well, it did go to 20 grand. So even if you got to 15 grand off of 3 grand, still a pretty good return. I had no idea it would be at 50 grand. I mean, people have been saying crazy stuff for a long time about Bitcoin. Oh, it's going to be worth this, it's going to be worth that. Nobody knows because, again, there could have been regulation at any time to smack that down. And it didn't happen. So here we are, $50,000 Bitcoin. Crazy. So where does that leave gold, platinum? Where does that leave them? Are they boring? I mean, it is kind of hard to see that, hey, if you would have put the same amount into, one of these rocket rides, you would have had quite a bit more money, which you could have used to buy gold, silver, and platinum. But you don't know. You can't predict the future. Maybe, just maybe one of these guys will have their own rocket ride. Maybe silver will hit $100 an ounce because of a supply issue. Same thing with gold. Platinum's crept up a little bit over the last year. It was down in the 600s an ounce a little over a year ago. Now it's like 1,000, between 1,000 and 1,100 an ounce. I love platinum, but what is this right here? This is probably $4,000, maybe. Let's see, $5,000 worth of metals, maybe a little bit less. But that being the case, at the time that would have almost bought 2 Bitcoins. So is it worth 100 grand? Almost 100 grand? No, it's not. It's not nowhere close to that. But as with everything, you can't cry over spilled milk, which is why even with metals, we always preach diversity. And so that's why it's been on my mind, is gold boring? Has it become boring? Guys like Peter Schiff and, Kitco and all those places that talk about gold and precious metals and stuff. It's definitely not the most attractive thing right now. But that being the case, my opinion is that, like anything that you're passionate about and that you've done the research on, this is slow and steady. Who knows when these guys have their own run? If gold hits $5,000 an ounce, then there's going to be a lot of happy people. And it's really not out of the realm of possibility, especially when you see these kind of run-ups in assets. The other thing that I think we have in our corner as far as like metals is nothing goes up in a straight line. And the markets have done that because of basically cheap money. Everything is addicted to cheap money. Every asset class right now is addicted to cheap money. And cheap money, unfortunately, doesn't bode well for metals. But it should, but it really hasn't. But if there is a correction to fair value, or even near fair value of all these different asset classes, stocks, cryptos, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if cryptos really have a fair value, but a correction, a sizable correction. What if Bitcoin goes down to 20 grand? You know, people are pulling their money out. What are they going to put it into? They're going to hold it in the dollar? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe those people buy into metals or something else like that. Those are the kind of things that are distinctly possible. And so those are the things that you want to get ahead of. Other things have had their run, and then those runs may continue. But typically, what happens is they come back to earth. And because of that, don't give up on gold, silver, and platinum. Especially, like I said, gold and platinum, because silver's been the darling for the last year, which is great. I love silver. We all love silver. Platinum, it's kind of crept up where now it's not the deal that it was before. And gold's kind of plateaued. It could go lower, could stay in that range for a while. But by buying over time, again, if these go on a run, you want to put yourself into that same position of, hey, you know, if gold's 5,000 an ounce, maybe I sell a few ounces and buy stock or buy crypto or buy something different. Give yourself the flexibility to do that. The one thing that's for sure is the dollar is dying. And so really you have to position your assets, position your cash into actual assets. And this is the time. This is the time, because with everything going on, demand is going to be there at some point. I don't think the demand is there right now. Even, you know, we had that whole, Wall Street Bets is going to help bid up the price of SLV, silver. And it never materialized. But it was such a concern that APMEX and all the other bullion dealers weren't selling, or if they were, there were some ridiculous premiums. That's how quickly it can change. So we have to be ready. We have to be ready. You have to do what you can to make sure that your stack fits your needs and that you are staying on track. Again, I'm not saying that you're going to get the returns of something like the cryptos have had, or, you know, if you pick the darling stock and it goes on a moon ride. That's great. I applaud you if you did do that, or if you are doing that. Amazing. But someone always gets left holding the bag. Someone always loses. Money does not come out of thin air. People think like, oh, you know, I lost all this money. It didn't go to money heaven. If you lost money on a stock, someone else made money on a stock. Same thing with an option, same thing with crypto. If you're losing money, someone else is gaining money. It doesn't go to money heaven. And so this kind of thing, you want to put yourself in that position to take advantage of the market forces. Not that you want to take money from other people, but you want to be in the position where you can. And so where you can benefit yourself, your family, your goals, whatever it is. So even though it may be a little boring, stick with gold. Stick with gold. Stick with silver. Stick with platinum. And especially these two. They've definitely been a little bit overlooked lately. And I think that might be to the detriment of a lot of people. So stay on track, hit your goals, and hopefully I have some nice unboxings soon when premium starts to drop. If not, then it's going to be the local coin shop for me. But anyway, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.